Make sure that you are correcting your work as you go. So if you have a wrong answer, you should be putting one thin line through it with the wrong answer with your red pen, and then using your red pen to write the correct answer. You write everything that I write. If you don't have everything that I write, you use your red pen to write it. Okay, some of you on your Check My Progress didn't even fix some problems. And then some of you did, but you didn't fix it completely. So make sure everything I write, if you are fixing a problem, you write with your red pen. Okay, so first of all, if you did not write your name, number, and date with your pencil at the top of your page, then you need to write your name, number, and date at the top above the word review with your red pen. Thank you, Zara. If you have not written your name, number, and date before we get to the checking point, that means you are not following directions, you are not finished. So it's counted late. Name, number, and date have to be on everything, otherwise it's not finished, so it's late. Okay, so the first page was vocabulary. The directions say use the word in the word bank, the words in the word bank to complete each sentence. So, number 1, 83,502 blank 82,502. Zadie, what word or term goes in the blank?
Is greater than.
Is greater than. Correct. Remember, if you do not have the same answer, you need to correct it with your red pen. Is greater than. Number 2, you can use a blank to compare numbers. Aaron. Number line. You can use a number line to compare numbers. Correct. So if you do not have the word number line on that blank, you need to use your red pen to write number line. Do not draw on your papers with red pen. Ethan, you need to scoot in and sit up. You never put your backpack away this morning. Now we don't have time. Focus. We're here. Okay, number 3. There are 5 blank in the number 35,024. Smith.
There are 5 digits.
Good. There are 5 digits in the number 35,024. Remember, if you do not have that exact same word, you need to use your red pen to write it. Number 4, 392,903 blank 392,903. Ethan. Is equal to. Correct. 392,903 is equal to 392,903. Good. Number 5, the blank of 32,052 is 32,052. Victoria. Word form. Correct. The word form of 32,052 is 32,052. Number 6, the blank of 853,025 is 800,000 plus 50,000 plus 3,000 plus 20,000 plus 20 plus 5. Kingston. Loud.
Place value.
Not place value.
What unexpected.
Expanded form. Correct.
I was looking at number 7.
That's okay. Make sure you're with us. The expanded form of 853,025 is 800,000 plus 50,000 plus 3,000 plus 20 plus 5. Number 7, blank is the value given to a digit by its position in a number. Michaela.
Place value.
Place value. Confidence.
Place value.
Place value is the value given to a digit by its position in a number. Number 8, the name given to each group of 3 digits on a place value chart is called a, Carla?
Period.
Period. Very good. That key word is group of 3 digits. Good. Give me a headache. Number 9. The blank of 15,062 is 15,062. Cullen.
Standard form.
Standard form. Now that we've got all the forms, remember standard form uses digits, expanded form uses values, word form uses words. Okay, last vocabulary question, number 10. 473,503 blank 474,503. Sorry.
It's less than.
Good. 473,503 is less than 474,503. Every single chapter test you take will have a vocabulary section. I'm telling you that now. Every single test you take in math, and really everything, will have a vocabulary section. So, when you're studying, should you ignore this vocabulary class?
No.
No, because you will be tested on it. Okay. Helper, let's move on to page 50. Helper number 1, sanitize, erase, sanitize very quickly while I go change the page. Okay, you should be on page 50. You should be looking at page 50. Make sure you're looking at page 50. Look at the page number at the bottom. Does it say the number 50? And we're looking at number 11. Number 11 says, write 239,804 in standard form and expanded form. So there were 2 things you had to do for this problem. You had to write it in standard form, and you had to write it in expanded form. Zadie, what form did they give it to us in?
Word form.
Word form. So let's write it in standard form first. Standard form uses what?
Numbers. Digits.
Digits. Good. So tell me the digits to write in order. Don't forget what goes between periods? Comma. Okay, just tell me the digits in order.
2, 3, 9, comma, 8, 0, 4.
Good. Standard form uses digits, so 239,804 looks like 239, comma, 804. Okay, Zadie. Now, expanded form uses what?
Numbers.
What do we call those? Who can help her out? What do we call those? Expanded form uses what? Word form uses words. Standard form uses digits. Expanded form uses what, Michaela? Well, it uses a plus sign, but what do each of those things represent? Each of those numbers in expanded form, what do they represent? Zari, are you raising your hand?
No, I was thinking.
I said this when we were looking at the page before. Cullen?
Digits.
Not digits, that's standard form. I said standard form uses digits, word form uses words, and expanded form uses, Carla?
Digits.
Not digits. That's exactly what Zari just said. Kingston? Values. How much is each of these digits worth? That's what it uses. So Zadie, tell me the expanded form of 239,804.
200,000.
Louder.
200,000 plus 30,000 plus 9,000 plus 800 plus 4.
Very good. Do we need to add plus 0 in the tens place, Zadie?
No.
No, we don't. Very good. So you needed both of those answers. You needed standard form using digits, and you needed expanded form using values. If you do not have both of those, well, you do not have full credit. Make sure you have both with red pen. Zari, what's your question? Girls at home, you need to make sure that while I'm speaking, you're not raising your hand, or while somebody else is speaking, unless it's an emergency. Because then you're not really listening to what's being said, you're focusing on your question. So while I am speaking or while somebody else is speaking, unless it's an emergency, keep your hands down. Zari, what's your question?
Is it okay if it's in expanded form first and
Yes.
it's in standard form?
Yes, that's okay. As long as you have both, it really doesn't matter which one comes first. I just find it easier to find standard form first, and then once I found standard form, then I can more easily find expanded form. But that's just me. That may be a helpful tip. If you're struggling with expanded form, always put it in standard form first. That's what I find easier. Okay. Yes, Carla, quickly.
What if you have some question that is unfilled?
Then it's counted wrong and you need to use your red pen to fill it out.
Okay.
Because when you're checking to make sure, did you answer every question and did you answer every question correctly? So if you don't check, then you might miss those empty answers. If you have empty answers, that means it's wrong. And you need to use your red pen to write it. Okay, the directions for numbers 12 through 15 say compare. Use less than, greater than, or equal to. Now when we do this, we're going to do without a place value chart because on your test, you're not going to be able to use a place value chart. So, Zari, you're going to help me. First, I have 689,000 and I'm trying to figure out is it greater than, less than, or equal to 679,000. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to look at the greatest place value, which is which place, Zari?
100,000.
100,000. What digit do I have in the 100,000s places?
6.
So can I compare yet?
No.
Nope. So I'm going to take both of my fingers and I'm going to move them one place over to which place?
To the 10,000.
To the 10,000s. What digits do I have in the 10,000s place, Zari?
An 8 and a 7.
Good. Can I compare those?
Yes.
Which one is greater, 8 or 7?
8.
8. So that means 689,000 has to be what?
Greater.
Greater. How do I indicate that this number is greater? Which way does the mouth of my alligator point?
To the left.
To the left. Correct. So does everybody see how if you use your fingers, it's really easy to compare without a place value chart? Does everybody see that? Okay. Well, we're going to do the same thing for number 13. Carla, you're going to help me with that. Number 13 is 515,063. Is it greater than, less than, or equal to 515,603? So, Carla, we're going to start in the greatest place value. What's the greatest place value in these two numbers?
The 100,000.
The 100,000s. And what digits do I have there?
5.
Can I compare two numbers that are the same?
No.
No. So I have to move one place over to the...
The 10,000.
Good. What digits do I have in the 10,000s?
1.
Can I compare two numbers that are the same?
No.
So I have to move one place over to the
1,000.
thousands place. What digits do I have here?
5.
Can I compare two numbers that are the same?
No.
Nope. So I need to move one place over to the...
100 place.
Good. What digits do I have there?
You have a 0 and a 6.
Good. Can I compare those?
Yes.
So is 0 greater than, less than, or equal to 6?
8
Is 0,
less
listen
than-
Carla, Is 0 greater than, less than, or equal to 6?
0 is less than 6.
So that means 515,063 has to be what?
Has to be less than.
Very good. It has to be less than 515,603. So how do I indicate that this number on the left is less than the number on the right? Which way does my alligator mouth point?
It points to the right.
Very good. Very good, Carla. Okay, number 14. So again, does everybody see how easy it is to compare two numbers when you use your fingers? Make sure you're using your fingers and paying close attention. Number 14, 739,023. Is it greater than, less than, or equal to 739,023? Colin, we're going to start with the greatest place value, which is what?
100,000.
100,000. We have a what?
7.
Can we compare them?
Yes. No.
No. So we move to the,
10,000.
we have what digit?
3.
Can we compare them?
No.
So we move to the,
Thousands.
we have what digit?
9.
Can we compare them?
Nope.
So we move to the,
Hundreds.
we have what digit?
Zeros.
Can we compare them?
Nope.
So we move to the,
Tens.
we have what digit?
Twos.
So can we compare them?
No.
So we move to the,
Ones.
we have what digit?
3.
Can we compare them?
Nope.
Do we move somewhere or do we know the answer?
We know the answer.
If every single digit in every single place is exactly the same, what does that mean about these two numbers?
They're equal to.
They're equal to. How do I indicate that these two numbers are equal?
They have the same numbers.
Well, how do I indicate that? How do I show that? Indicate means show.
You put an equal sign.
I put an equal sign. The alligator can't choose which one it wants because they're both the same. So the alligator isn't even here. He's left. He's confused. He doesn't know what to do. He's going to go find food somewhere else. Okay, very good. Number 15. Smith, you're going to help me out. We have 405,032. Is it greater than, less than, or equal to 450,002? Where should we start?
In the 100,000s place.
Because it's the,
4.
well, because, why are we starting in the 100,000s place?
To compare the numbers.
Well, but why did we choose the 100,000s place? Because it's the
Largest number.
very greatest place value. Greatest place. Okay? What digit do we have, Smith?
4.
Can we compare them?
No.
So we move to the 10,000s place. What digits do we have? A 0 and a 5. Can we compare those?
Yes.
Yes. Is 0 greater than, less than, or equal to 5? So that means 405,032 has to be less than 450,002. What symbol, which way does my symbol point to show that the number on the left is less than the number on the right? Does the mouth open to the right or does it open to the left? To the right. Very good. Okay, number 16. Even though we have this direction here, the question tells us to do something different. So unless the question tells us to do something different, whatever the bold directions are, we follow those until we either have new bold directions or the question tells us to do something different. So number 16 says round 415,203 to the thousands place. Kingston, you're going to help me out. We have to follow the steps. So if you did not follow the steps and you did not show your underlining and circling and all that, use your red pen. You will lose points for not showing work. So, Kingston, what is step 1 when we're rounding? Everybody needs to memorize these steps before tomorrow, because if I don't see that circling and that underlining, you're going to lose points.
You have to circle the
The digit, circle the, that we are, so we're circling the digit in the place that we're rounding to. So in this number, we're rounding to the thousands. Which digit is in the thousands place, Kingston? We're on number 16. Which digit is in the thousands place? 2. Remember, we can figure it out by starting on the right and naming places. Ones, tens, hundreds. What place? So what digit is in the thousands place, Kingston? What digit is in the thousands place?
2,000.
Kingston, look at your number and I'm asking you for the digit, not how much it's worth. Digit is just the one little symbol. So what digit is in the thousands place?
2.
Kingston, look at your number. What digit is in the thousands place? So you need to fix this problem with your red pen. What digit is it, Kingston? 5. So your 5 should be circled. If your 5 is not circled, use your red pen to circle your 5 right now. On your test, I need to see that you followed all these steps. So you need to memorize these steps tonight. Okay, Kingston, step 2.
Underline the digit next
And to which direction? To the left or to the right? To the right. Which digit is that?
to 2.
And for practice, what place is that 2 in? Oops. The hundredths place. Okay, now what is step 3, Kingston? So we've done step 1, circle the digit in the place to be rounded, and step 2, underline the digit to the right. What is step 3?
C is the number next to
Which one? The underlined or circled?
C, the underlined digit is 5 or more or less.
Okay, so we're checking to see if our underlined digit, is it 5 or more, or is it 4 or less? If it's 5 or more, what do we do to the circled digit, Kingston?
We add 1.
If it's 5, if the underlined digit is 5 or more, we add 1 to the circled digit. What happens if the underlined digit is 4 or less? What do we do to the circled digit?
We add 0.
We add 0. So if the underlined digit is 4 or less, we add 0 to the circled number. Well, Kingston, is 2 5 or more, or 4 or less? Stop. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Focus. 4 or less. So what do we do to the circled digit, Kingston? Leave it alone. So we're going to come over to our line and we're going to write our 5 in the thousands place. Because we know 5 is not going to change because the digit in the hundredths place is 4 or less. So that means we leave it alone. Now step 4, Kingston.
We make all the other digits 0.
Every single digit?
Next,
After what?
the circle.
We make all the digits after the circle digit into zeros, including the underlined digit. So how many digits come after the circle digit, Kingston?
3.
So how many zeros are going to be at the end of my number?
3.
1, 2, 3. I'm not going to worry about my comma yet, but what's step 5?
Digits before the 5.
Before because it's not always going to be a 5.
Circle digit.
So the digits before the circle digit stay the same. Do we have any digits before the circle digit in this number? Zari, please turn your camera on. Yes or no? Yes. So can we forget about them? No. So what do we have to do with those 2 digits before the circle digit?
Write them.
Do I write them back here?
Write them on the right.
I write them on the
Left.
left. So what digits do I have? Tell me in order.
1.
Tell me in order.
4.
4 and
1.
1. Now I need to place my comma. I put a comma every how many digits, Kingston?
3.
3. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3. But do I need to put a comma at the beginning of a number?
Yeah.
No. So that means 450,203 rounded to the nearest thousand is what? 415,000. Very good. Okay, before I turn the page, I'm going to come around and make sure that everybody circled and underlined with their pencil or with their red pen. Then we will move on to numbers 17 through 23. We are still on page 50. Okay, the directions for this part say, use the place value chart for exercises 17 through 23. Exercises is the same as problems. So for numbers 17 through 23, we're going to use this place value chart. In your independent practice on lesson 1, there was something that looked exactly like this. So if you used your tools and you worked wisely, you would have looked back at lesson 1 and you would have noticed that it's almost exactly the same, it's just a different number. So if you were confused on how to do this, well, first of all, you could have asked me, or as you were looking back, you would have noticed independent practice lesson 1 has a section that is exactly like this, just with a different number. Okay, number 17. The 3 is in the what place, Victoria? The 10,000s place. Good. Make sure you're correcting if you need to. Remember, place means location. So it means where is it in the number. Digit means what is that one symbol. Value means how much is it worth. Make sure you understand the difference between place, which means location, value, which means how much is it worth, and digit, which means just the symbol. Number 18, the blank is in the thousands place. Michaela. The 7 is in the thousands place. Number 19, the 8 has a value of 8 times what? Aaron. 10. Correct. If you were confused by this, lesson 1, guided practice has something that looks exactly like this. So remember, you're looking at, if you see 8 times something, look at what place it's in and multiply it by that. So if it's in the tens place, that means it's worth 8 times 10. If it's in the 100,000s place, that means it's worth 5 times 100,000. If it's in the ones place, it means it's worth that digit 0 times 1. Okay, number 20. The 3 has a value of 3 times what, Kingston?
1,000.
Louder.
10,000.
Good. The 3 has a value of 3 times 10,000. The 3 is in the 10,000s place, so that means its value is either 30,000 or 3 times 10,000. Ooh, number 21. The blank has a value of blank times 100,000. Zadie, which part of this question tells you where to look? Which part of number 21 tells you exactly where to look?
The end.
The end. What? The number what?
100,000.
Because if we're multiplying anything times 100,000 to find the value, what place are we looking at?
100,000.
The 100,000s. Because like I said, you take the digit and you multiply it by the place. So the what has a value of what times 100,000?
5.
Confidence. The 5 has a value of
500,000.
not a value of what times 100,000?
5.
5 times 100,000, which would equal 500,000. So you should have the 5 has a value of 5 times 100,000. Okay, number 22. The blank is in the hundreds place. Aaron again.
2.
The 2. Number 23. I bet a lot of you had no idea what this was asking. Who knew the answer to number 23? Colin, how did you know the answer to number 23? Where was that exact same sentence with the blanks filled in?
And on your review.
Where, with the blanks filled in, where was this exact sentence with the blanks filled in? Not in front of you. Does anybody know? Where was this exact same sentence with the blanks filled in? Victoria? Lesson 1. What did I have you do to it, Victoria, in lesson 1? What did I have you do to it? I made you underline it. It's the exact same sentence. So Victoria, the digit in each place has a value that is huh? Okay, everybody get out your math books. Every single person get out your math book, I know. Open to lesson 1. Example 1. Lesson 1, example 1. Every single person. Look towards the bottom at the underlined sentence. Lesson 1, example 1. Towards the bottom, the underlined sentence. Colin, what is the underlined sentence?
A digit in each place represents 10 times what it would represent in the place to its right.
That is almost the exact same words. So, the digit in each place has a value that is
10.
loud.
10.
10 times as great as it has in the place to its
Left. Right.
right. I didn't have you underline that for fun, just because I felt like you getting to use your brand new pencil on one of the first days of school. There was a reason for that. If you had gone back and looked, you would have found it. You would have found almost the exact words. Yes, Aaron?
I don't have anything written in my book because I didn't have my math book.
You were supposed to, I told you as soon as you got your math book, you were supposed to copy everything in. So, who is the reason why it's blank? Because I told you as soon as you get your math book, copy everything into it. And you didn't do that. So that's why. Zadie, what's your question?
Oh, I didn't have a question.
Okay. So does everybody understand number 23? You better know that. I'm telling you right now, you better know that. Zari, yes.
I looked back.
Good.
Into
So
my
hopefully
notes.
you got the right answer if you looked back in the right place. All of the answers, all of the ways to solve these are in your book. It is not brand new information unless it's critical thinking. But even then, you have the tools to be able to solve it. You just have to use them. Okay, helper number 2. Please erase, sanitize, erase, sanitize. We're going to move on to the bottom of page. Okay, so we're still on page 24, and we are looking at, we're still on page 50, and we're looking at number 24. The directions say order the numbers from greatest to least. So if we're ordering from greatest to least, is the biggest number or the smallest number going to come first? Class?
Great. Biggest.
Biggest.
Biggest number.
Biggest. Okay, we're going to use our fingers again. This is going to be a little bit more because we don't have 3 hands. But we're going to use our fingers again to order so that we don't need our place value chart, because you won't have your place value chart on your test. You also won't have your book to go back and look. So you need to make sure that's what you're doing tonight. You're studying the steps, you're studying how to do these things, you're studying the vocabulary, you're studying the processes of solving these problems. So number 24, we have 374,273, 374,372, and 347,732. Zari, help me solve. We're going to start in the greatest place value, which for all 4 of these numbers, all 3 of these numbers is what?
Has a 3.
What place?
in the thousands. The 100,000.
The 100,000s. Well, if we look at the first digit in the 100,000s of each of these numbers, what is that digit?
3.
Can we compare 3, 3, and 3?
No.
No. So that means we need to move to which place?
The 10,000.
The 10,000s. We have a 7, a 7, and a 4. Can we figure out which one of those is greatest or least?
No.
Think about it,
Well,
please.
yes.
Yes. How can we figure out which one is greatest or least, Zari?
Because the one with the 4 is least.
Because 4 is
Less
than
than 7.
7. Good. So we figured out 347,732 is the least. So I put an L to let me know, hey, that's the least. Use your red pen to do that. You won't get counted off, but it will help you when you're studying this tonight. Now, I'm done, so I'm going to put a very light line through that number so I know I don't have to look at it anymore. Just a very light line because I still need to be able to read it. Now, Zari, I'm only looking at these two numbers. Well, once I have two, it's really easy to compare, right, Zari? Because I can just use my two hands. I already know I can't compare a 7 in the 10,000s place, so I need to move to the
thousandth place.
I have a 4. In both places? Can I compare those?
No.
So I need to move to the
100th place.
I have a 2 and a 3. Can I compare those?
Yes.
Can I figure out which number is greatest?
Yes.
Which number is greatest? The one with what in the hundredths place?
The 3 in the 100th place.
Good. So I'm going to go ahead and put a G above 374,372. I don't need to cross out because I only have one number left, so that means it automatically has to have what letter above it? Sorry.
Middle.
M for middle.
Middle.
Now I can go ahead and order them. I'm going to start with the number with which letter above it?
G. Greatest.
G for greatest. So that means the first number in our list is what, Zari?
307. 372,000.
Not 372,000. 300.
74,372.
Good. Now I need to put the number with what letter above it?
G.
I already did that.
No. M.
M for middle. So which number goes in the middle?
374,273.
Good. And then my last number will be the number with which letter above it?
L.
L for least. So my least number is
347,732.
very good. So does everybody see we don't necessarily need our place value chart for everything? It was very helpful while we were learning. But once we learn, we don't need it because we know, once we look at that number, we know exactly what place each one is in. So number 25, we're going to do the same thing. Carla, we're going to start in the greatest place value, which is what? What is the greatest place for all three of these numbers?
The greatest place value is 100,000.
Good. So I'm going to use 3 fingers. It'll be easier for you because your book isn't so large. I have a 2, a 6, and a 6. So can I figure out which one is greatest or least yet?
Yes.
Why? How can I figure that out?
You can figure out which one is the least.
Good. Because we have,
one of the numbers have a 2,
which is,
which is the one in the front.
good, the one in the front, 263,224 is the least because this 2 in the 100,000s place is less than the 6 that's in the other 2. So we know it's least, so we're going to put an L above it, and we're going to put a very light line through it so we know we don't have to look at it anymore. Now, Carla, The other two numbers, can we compare them yet?
No.
Because they have the same digit. So I need to move to which place?
The 10,000.
Very good. I have a 2 and a 3. Can I compare those?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can figure out which one's greatest. Because a 3 is greater than 2, so that means 633,222. What letter do I need to write above it?
A G.
A G for greatest. I only have one number left, so that means what letter is going to go above it?
You put an M on top of it for middle.
Very good. Now, I need to write them on my line. Which letter am I going to start with?
The number with the L on top.
The number with the L? Remember, I'm ordering from greatest to
Number
least.
with the L on top of it.
I'm ordering from greatest to least, though.
Oh, I mean the G.
Very good, the G. So which number comes first?
The first one that starts, that come in front is 633,222.
Very good. And the number with the letter in the M comes next. What is that number?
23,224.
There you go. And the number with the L on the above comes last. And that number is
263,24.
very good. Guys, I am so proud of how well you are doing reading numbers. I know at the beginning of the year, you guys were stumbling all over these numbers. And we still stumble a little bit, but so do I. You've heard me stumble over numbers constantly. That's just because we like to read faster than we should. That's the fact of life. So, but you guys are doing awesome. Do you see how much easier it has become to read numbers just because you've been practicing and practicing? Very good. Okay, go ahead and turn to page 51. We still have 9 minutes till specials, so we're going to go through hopefully all of them, but we may not be able to, in which case we'll just finish after library, which means girls at home. If we don't finish, you'll log on as soon as library's over. And this time, I don't have a meeting today, so you don't have to worry about me not being there. Okay, I mean, unless something insane happens, but it won't. Okay, helper number 1. Sanitize, erase, sanitize. Everybody else, turn to page 51. Everybody should be looking at page 51. Oh, you can go ahead and put your math books away. Sorry. Go ahead and put your math books away. I know they're kind of in the way. And you should be looking at page 51 and number 26. Read in your head while I read out loud. There were 48,566 people at a Sunday football game. To the nearest 1,000, how many people were at the game? So, first of all, I'm going to show you how to show your work. So use your red pen to do this if you haven't already. You're going to rewrite the actual number on the line. Do not cross out your answer. Just because you didn't do that does not mean you're wrong. But this will help you for your test. So on the other side, if you did not already do this, when you are rounding in a word problem or any word problem, you rewrite your original number. Now you can use that to show your work. You've rewritten it so you can show your work. Some of you may have shown your work here. If you showed your work here, you will not lose points for not rewriting it on the line. If you did not show work here, or you did not rewrite and show your circling and underlining, you will lose points, because I've said it too many times. But if you did circle and underline in this number, that's okay for this one. But it's a lot easier if you rewrite it and do it there. So Smith, you're going to help me. We're rounding to the nearest 1,000. What is step 1?
Step 1 is to circle the 1,000.
Circle the digit in the place we're rounding to, which in this case is the 1,000. And what digit is that?
The 8.
The 8. Even if you did this on the number, go ahead and on your rewritten number, use your red pen to show it.
I did mine over here.
Oh, that's fine. Then you don't have to rewrite it with red pen. You've already done it. But just rewrite it somewhere. It's easier if you rewrite it here, so then we can all find it easily. But if you rewrote it, that's okay. That was good thinking that you thought of that before you even said anything. So good. Smith, step 2.
Underline the digit to the right of the circled digit.
Which is a. What digit is it?
5.
5. And for fun and practice, what place is that 5 in?
5. The 500s place.
What place? You told me you mixed value and place.
Oh, the hundreds place.
There you go. Okay, step 3.
Step 3. Look at the digit to the right of the circle number. If it is a 5 or greater, raise the circle digit by 1.
Okay.
If it's 4 or less, let it rest.
Good. So, if the underlined digit is 5 or more, we do what to the circle digit, Smith?
We raise it by 1.
So we would add 1. If the underlined digit is 4 or less, we let it rest, which means we add what to the circle digit?
We add nothing.
Add nothing, add 0. So our underlined digit is a 5. What does that mean we have to do to the 8?
Raise the 8
By how many?
by 1.
So we add 1 to the 8, which means we have,
The 9.
good. Step 4.
Can I pull my book out to remember step 4?
Quickly, or here, I'll prompt you. It has to do with what happens to the numbers after the circle digit.
You add
I don't add.
the number
I change them to,
zeros.
so how many digits do I have after the circle digit?
3.
3. So how many zeros am I going to have at the end of my number?
3 zeros.
3 zeros. Remember, I don't say I add zeros because then I'm going to think, oh, you say 9 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Well, that's 9. But is that right?
No.
No. So make sure you say put, move, whatever. Just don't say add unless you actually are doing addition. Yes. Now, Smith, step 5. Remember, step 5 has to do with any digits before the circle digit.
Step 5. Any digits before the circle digits stay the same.
Do I have digits before the circle digit, Smith?
Yes.
So what do I do with it?
You put the 4 in front of the 9.
Good. I take that digit that's in front of my circle digit, and I move it so that it's in the front of my estimated number. Okay, very good. Now I need to count, now I need to place the commas. I place a comma every what?
Place a comma every 3 digits.
Good. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2. I don't have 3, so I don't need a comma no matter what. Very good. So the answer is 49,000. Ooh, but Smith, what did I almost forget? What is that word?
Place.
The unit. What does this number represent? 49,000 what, Smith?
49,000 people.
Good. Don't forget the unit. Eventually you're going to start losing points for not having a unit. Okay, we don't have time to do any other problems, so we will just come back to this after library. Zari, quickly, what's your question?
I think it's easier to write it on a line because that's just me.
Yeah, and I agree. But as long as you have it somewhere, then you are fine. But it is easier to rewrite it on the line, basically like this, because then it's right in front of you. Okay, so leave everything exactly where it is. Stand up, push your chairs in. Girls at home, you can go ahead and log off. Remember, log on as soon as library is over. I'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, so let's finish going over our review. We do not go over the reflect, however, it still needs to be done. We do not go over the reflect together because everybody's going to have a different answer because it's coming from your brain. So that's why we don't go over it together. Otherwise, you're going to be like, wait, I don't have that exact answer, but you're right. Your answer might be perfectly correct. Okay, so number 27, it says, the table shows the cost of 3 houses. Order these prices from least to greatest. So Michaela, you're going to help me here. Well, this makes it kind of easy because we already have it up and down, almost like a place value chart.
Hang out with you guys.
Okay. So that means we don't even have to use our fingers. We can just look straight up and down. So we don't need a place value chart. If you want to on your test, if you have numbers to order, you can't use your place value chart, but you could take those numbers and you could write them to the side, up and down. Just make sure you line up all the digits. So, Michaela, let's look at this. First, we need to figure out which one's the greatest or the least. That's the first thing we're going to find. Which one is the greatest, which one is the least. So we start in the greatest place value, which in these numbers is the 100,000s. Very good. And I saw, Michaela, I could see your thinking, and I could see that you were going 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 in your head. Is that what you were doing? That's so good. That is such a good thing to do because you're less likely to make a silly mistake by just going like, let's see, from here it looks like 6 digits, so it must be the 100,000s. You actually went through step by step. That was good. So, what digit do we have in the 100,000s place?
1.
Can we compare ones? No. So we need to move to which place? The 10,000s. We have a 7, a 6, and a 7. Can we figure out which one is greatest or least? Yes. Which one is greatest or least?
6 is least.
6 is less than 7, so that means $169,499 has to be the least. So we're going to put an L, and then we're just going to put a very thin, light line through it. So make sure you use your red pen. You don't have to do the line unless you can do it super light because your pencil is going to work a lot better for this because you can still clearly see it. But do make sure that you're using the little initials to help. Carla, make sure that your video is on. Okay, Michaela. Quickly, Zadie.
When we did the review the other day, I actually did cross it out with my pencil.
Good. Yeah, good. That's so helpful. It's so helpful to make sure that you're doing the right thing, to just make little notes to yourself or cross things out as long as you're doing it very lightly because you still have to go back and read the number when you're writing it in order, right? Right. Okay, Michaela. Well, now we have 7s in the other 2. Can we compare 7s to each other? So we need to move to the 1,000s place. Good. We have a 5 and a 9. Can we compare those numbers? We can figure out which one is greatest now, right? Which one's greatest? 9 is greater than 5, so that means $179,450 is greatest. We only have 1 left, so this number has to come in the, so we're going to put an M for middle. Are we done? Is that all we had to do? No, because now we need to list them. Are we listing them? Is the least number coming first or the greatest number coming first? Least. Least to greatest. Now we have to figure out, are we writing the word or are we writing the number? The question asks us to order what? Look at the question. What exact word? Order these prices. There's our unit. Our table has, houses and price. House is the word. Price, that's not the hands up. Price is a number. So if we are ordering these prices, are we writing the words or the numbers? The numbers. Good. So which number is going to come first?
169,499.
What do we need to make sure that we include in all these numbers? The dollar sign. Always use units. Make sure you use your red pen to show the units. Then we're going to put a semicolon instead of a comma so that we don't think it's 6 3-digit numbers. We know it's 3 6-digit numbers. Which one comes next?
175,359.
Good. 175,359. And last one.
179,150.
Good. Very good. Always use those tips. Make notes to yourself. Circle important information. Underline questions. This will be really important once I start counting off points for missing the unit. Is finding the unit when you're answering the question. Okay, number 28. I'm out of breath. In a recent year, the population of Hong Kong was about 6,924,000. Wait, about. Does that mean it was exactly this number, class?
No.
No, the word about means they already did what? Colin?
They already did the number.
They already. Michaela?
Figured out the right limit.
Victoria?
Then they rounded.
They already rounded. They already estimated. They already did something to show a number that's close, but not the actual number. What is the value of the 9 in this number? 6,924,000. Write another 7-digit number with 9 having the same value. So first, this is a 2-part question. First, what is the value of the 9 in this number? Second, write another 7-digit number with 9 having the same value. Well, we're talking about 9s, and I just picked number 9. Victoria, what's the answer to the first question? What is the value of the 9 in this number? How much is it worth?
100,000.
Is the 9 only worth 100,000, or is that the place it's in? It's in the 100,000s place, but a 9 in the 100,000s place is worth how much? Loudly and with confidence.
900,000.
900,000. Good, because remember, we know a 9 in the 100,000s place is the same as 9 times 100,000. 9 times 100,000 is 900,000. Now, Victoria, what was your answer to the second part? You're all probably going to have different answers, but as long as you have 7 digits and there's a 9 that has the same value, then you are correct. So, Victoria, what was the number that you chose?
1,000,009. Do I say 100? Just 100. 1,900,000.
Remember, read the number between the commas. Then say the name of the period when you get to the comma. Yes, quickly please though, because lunch might be here.
That's fine.
It is? Okay. 1,900,000. Victoria, tell me the digits that you used. 1, 9, 6, 3, 2, 4, 7. So, remember, we look at the number, say the number. Victoria, say that number.
1,963,200.
Oh, 963. Don't forget the name of the period.
247.
Good. So, Victoria chose 1,963,247. In order to have this question correct, all you had to do was have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits, and a 9 had to be in the 100,000s place. Because no matter what, if you have a 9 in the 100,000s place, it's going to be worth 900,000. So that's all you had to do. If you do not have a 7-digit number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with a 9 in the 100,000s place, you can just use Victoria's number. Okay, let's do number 29, super, super quick. Helper number 1, sanitize, erase. Number 29 says, a baseball stadium has 24,053 seats. A soccer stadium has 20,000 more seats than the baseball stadium. Whoops, I need to actually put a whole box around that. A football stadium has 53,025 seats. Order the number of seats from greatest to least. Greatest to least tells us we're putting the biggest number first. So, now we know baseball has 24,053 seats. Do we know the exact, does the problem tell us the exact number of seats in the soccer stadium? Are there 20,000 seats in the soccer stadium? Oh, I just put Victoria. Colin?
No.
No, because there's 20,000 more seats than the baseball stadium. So to figure out how many seats are in the baseball stadium, what do we need to do?
We need to round.
Are we rounding? Does this say anything about ordering, about rounding, estimating, or the word about?
No.
Who can help Cullen? What do we have to do to figure out how many seats the soccer stadium has? Kingston, loud.
We have to put letter L, F, and G.
Victoria?
We have to add 20,000 to 24,053.
Very good. So this is something you should have done to the side if you did not do it now. Because if the soccer stadium has 20,000 more than the baseball stadium, that means we have to add 20,000 to the number of seats in the baseball stadium. 20,000 more means plus. 3 plus 0 is 3, 5 plus 0 is 5, 0 plus 0 is 0, bring down our comma, 4 plus 0 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. So Cullen, how many seats are in the soccer stadium?
44,053.
44,053. And then the football stadium we know is exactly 53,025. Now we need to put the number of seats in order. So are we putting the word for the stadium, or are we putting the number for the amount of seats? Number, because number of seats tells us we're doing a number, not a word. Greatest to least. So let's look at those numbers. Can you tell me which one is greatest? Now normally we work through this step by step, but
Yes.
we need to eat.
Yes. 53,025. Then 44,053. Then 24,053.
Very good. So on your test, if you have a question like this, I better see that work. For the addition, or if it says 20,000 less, what would you have to do? Would you add if it said it had 20,000 less? Cullen?
No.
What would you do?
Subtract.
Subtract. Very good. Okay, last one, number 30. The population of New Zealand is about 4,184,000. I just picked your stick again. What is the expanded form of this number rounded to the nearest 10,000? Aaron, are we doing the expanded form of this whole number? No, we have to round it first. So we're going to rewrite the number, and then we're going to round it. Step 1, circle the digit in the place we're rounding to. Which digit are we rounding to? Which place?
The 10,000.
And what digit is in the 10,000s place? 8. Step 2, underline the digit to the right, which is a,
4.
and for fun and practice, what place is that?
4,000.
The thousands place. Step 3, underline digit. Is it 5 or more, so we add 1 to the circle digit, or is it 4 or less, so we leave the circle digit alone? Okay? Step 4, how many digits are after the circle digit?
4.
How many zeros go at the end of our number? 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 5, do we have digits before the circle digit?
Yes.
What are they?
1,
Oh, tell me in order.
4, and 9.
Do we do anything to them? Let's put our commas. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, don't need another comma. So 4,184,000 rounded to the nearest thousand is, I'm sorry, the nearest 10,000 is
41. 4,080,000.
oh, sorry, I covered up part of it.
80.
No, not 80.
180,000.
That's it. So now we have to put this in expanded form. How much is this for in the millions place worth?
4 million.
So we already know it can't be this one and it can't be this one because we have to start with 4 million. How much is this 1 in the 100,000s place worth?
100,000.
Well, we've got that in both places. So can we narrow down yet? No. How much is this 8 in the 10,000s place worth?
80,000.
This says 8,000. So we know that's not right, leaving only one option. So the answer is what?
4 million.
Tell me the letter first.
A. 4 million plus 100,000 plus 80,000.
Very good. Okay, put that in return to school. Use it to study. Use it to study.